Okay, it's all good.
Yeah. So,
Whew.
but yeah, that was a. Pardon if I haven't slept at all, but we'll make it through this. Hope we have a good time.
We will. We will. We will.
Pretty,
We are
pretty.
live, Miles. Miles, we are live. This is the Nissan Nerd Podcast. My name is Mike DeLashmutt. With me, as always, my good friend Miles Hall. Looking good in the hat still. Would you call that one of your signature hats? I don't know. Every event we go to, you've got the hat. Some people have said it. They're like, the only reason why I recognize you is because of the hat and the mustache.
I know the mustache is so untrimmed right now, and then the hat is has seen better days. It's definitely getting a little woolly.
That's
Honestly, this is like the best fitting hat, and it just
yeah.
I'm like I've tried a bunch of other hats, and they're either wool
Hmm.
and like just sweat your head to like a Louisiana swamp
Hmm.
setting, and it's just you can't find anything that's halfway decent. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I dig this hat. I
It's.
always it's loose enough to where I mean like, you can hide your drugs inside here. You know, knife.
it
Yeah.
yeah. It You say it's worn or aged, I say it's got character. I think that's what hats are for. You've always got that hat. And I'm not talking about the hats that someone purposefully, put it against a grinder to make it look cool. I'm
Oh,
talking
to like the old like
the
when you
old
cut your jeans or you leathered them or you ran them on a belt sander so they looked
Yeah.
elite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's
Stone
authentic.
wash. You know how many times I had to wash those jeans in stones to keep that look? Yeah. Raw. Fingers are raw to the bone. Now, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like the hat, and it was just like, screw it. I'm not gonna find another one, and I still to this day haven't found another hat. You know who looks better in this hat than me?
Who?
You, because
Not
I don't know
me.
why, but I put
Yeah,
you in this hat before on a number of
you have.
escapades involving adult beverages, and you
Yes.
look good. Honestly, a rounder face looks better in these hats.
I
Honestly. And I'm not saying that that was not a punch below the belt,
That's what,
or
it took me a moment to ask myself, what? Nah,
that
I'm,
was
I'm gonna
not
take
no.
that.
But I'm just saying you have a feature that looks good in it. You almost look
I.
like you're like one of those like New Jersey guys who are just like, hey, you got a problem? And like you just want to. I was like, oh man, you went up like 2 points and like scary
Yeah,
by wearing the hat, and I was just like, man, I was like, this is the hat for Mike.
that's what
Mhm.
was funny because I think one of the first times we put it on, we were in Denver, and not only you, but a few other buddies that we were hanging out with, they're like, Mike, that hat totally fits you well. I'm like, nah, I'm always like, well, you're just saying that, that's kind of what I felt like, but. And then I was like, well, maybe it does. I'm still on the fence, though.
I'll
I'm
tell
still
you
on the
what, you
fence.
switch the hat, and then I'll just go back to just not rocking a hat, and then we'll. This is how we talk about the Nissan Nerd Podcast wardrobe, and then so
Yeah.
yeah,
Not,
that's it.
granted, it's on my dating profile. How about that, though? So deep down, I think I like it.
My
No, I'm
hat's on
just
your
joking.
dating profile.
No,
You
no.
didn't even borrow your hat. You're going on a date. I'm like, okay.
Nice hat. Where's your hat? Good question, baby. It's
Uh,
just.
Thanks for the hat. I only came on this date and agreed to go on with you until you wore this hat. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, dude, let's go ahead and get into it, though.
yeah.
Ladies and
What we got?
gentlemen, thank you for being here. Now, this isn't a typical Nissan Nerd show that we typically put on tonight. This is
No.
actually something that we're doing through the YouTube live streaming, which we haven't done before.
Nope.
It's sort of a test, if you will. So we thought, what better way to test doing a YouTube live show is just let's improv a short show. Let's have some fun. It's to
It's a
see what
short show.
happens. Yeah, yeah,
Short.
short trip,
No
short
two
trip.
hours.
Nothing like that. This is
Just wanted to see what was going with it and just have some fun.
the
Just
light
show.
version, if you will.
Yeah, light juice version.
The
So
light version. So let's go ahead and get into it. We can't, of course, forget our favorite intro. So let's go ahead and pull it.
right.
All right, here we go.
All
There we
right.
go. Yeah,
Excitement.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Jesus. All right.
All
So
right,
you got
let's.
30 minutes. What
Yeah,
are we
yeah.
going to talk about tonight?
This is news in 40 minutes. Is that what you said? That's
There's 40 minutes.
no, I'm joking. Well, no, I figured just to catch up with you, man. You told me something that happened this last week, and I figured, well, it is sort of Nissan related. Let's go ahead and talk about it. And so you actually experienced some sort of catastrophe. Not, I wouldn't call it catastrophe, but
Catastrophe, hardly. Oh, I
explain
smashed on my
this.
window.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
what was
was,
going on?
yeah, no, I was, um, on this is a Easter, and some guy was doing burnouts. The only problem that when you do burnouts is you kick out rocks and
Yeah.
stuff that are on the road, and yeah, occasionally you can catch a little nugget like an eye or in the chest or something like that. You ever sit behind a dyno? They kick out rocks, man, and it can be pretty fast and it
Yeah.
can cause some damage. So that's why they never park cars behind dynos. You're always asking for trouble. So anyway, needless to say, car was parked on the side of the street. Some guy decided to do a quick Easter burnout for the Lord. He was doing burnout for the Lord. And he decided to kick a rock, and it hit like right in the corner and just smashed. Now, the beautiful thing about having tint is it keeps all that glass together, that
Yeah.
tempered glass, so it all kind of, instead of it breaking up into quadrillion pieces, it all kind of sticks together. And then I decided just to kind of replace it myself, which I've done once or twice. And it's
Yeah.
really not that hard on the Nissan Frontier. You just, excuse me, you take off the door trim, and you pretty much just knock everything out, and you have to be really diligent about vacuuming everything and beating the
Yes.
door down a bunch of times, and because you think you got it all, and it takes like 20 times to vacuum everything out. But the trick is to mask everything off around it,
Okay.
especially the trim, and then tape all the glass on the outside together, because there's tint on the inside. Then you
Uh
tape
huh.
the outside, and it all sticks together. Like you only like you're like 10% of it just kind of falls out, and you literally can push and fold the whole thing in, and it just. I mean, I probably did that, and then put the new piece of glass, and then I don't know,
Hmm.
probably 25 minutes. So it's really not that hard. So
Got the other pictures here
I
too.
love.
Yeah.
I've taken and replaced that motor like once before too as well, and it was super simple. I have to hand it to Nissan. I know they weren't thinking like replacement and everything. I guess at some point you do, but man, it wasn't complicated at all to do the window. I hadn't done a window since Z31 window, which is a little more complicated. I replaced a
Yeah.
piece of glass for a buddy, but yeah, the whole thing just super
That's
simple. All that all
that's
came out one simple sheet.
that's pretty clean, man. Actually surprised. I see you've got your gloves. I don't know if they're glass proof.
Oh,
Are you?
dude, yeah,
Yeah.
always got to wear the glass. Safety third, kids. Wear the glasses, wear the gloves, but
Well.
wear shoes. Don't try to be an ion and do it in chanclas. And
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna go everywhere. I always protect myself up when I'm dealing with pipeline and hot metal,
Yeah.
welding, and then and fiberglass. I cover up because I don't want to itch for like days when I'm dealing with like shaping fiberglass and stuff. So, but
Gotcha.
easy. Yeah,
Right.
this was nothing. It was just I did
This.
that, and then yeah, and then I also got into a deer accident. Or I hit a deer the other
Uh,
night too. That was fun. Just been a
you
whirlwind of
actually.
like small damage because of late. It's crazy. So
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you
I was driving
surprised me
home
because I
last night, which
was.
is yeah. Last night, this is why I'm so tired. It was like we were driving home last night from seeing a friend, a family friend. Me and the wife and the kid. Kid's passed out. Too many beers in the back. She just fell asleep. But she's out, and we're just driving late at night. We're driving from Cedar Park, which is kind of where Ion was at, but
Hmm.
so just West Austin down to San Antonio. And if you travel late at night through some of I mean, this kind of goes anywhere, but like in Texas sometimes, especially on like full moons, you get
Hmm.
deer out because they're looking to grab some food, and then they're looking to you know hook up
Hook
with the
up. Is it a full moon? Is that
deer,
what you're saying?
deer scissoring or whatever is going to be out there. But
Yeah.
needless to say, I got a guy who's walking across the street, and he's just like
Yeah.
doing that whole bit, and then I'm like, don't you do it.
You
Don't
better
you do
not.
it. And he's like,
Yeah.
that's a nice car, man. It'd be a shame if it went bounced out in front of you. Ooh. And yeah, and he threw an elbow here. cracked the headlight, and then the front bumper. And then I don't know if you know this, when you hit a deer,
Mhm.
a pretty common thing is they release all their fluids,
Ugh.
both brown and
Well,
yellow.
I
So
well I would too
deer
if I got hit
has
by a car, but I'm.
yeah. I mean, most animals, including humans, when you hit them with a car, you're not really trying to save your dignity when you're when you're hit by a car. Like you're just you're not hit because you only get hit, and then you're just thinking like, don't take pictures of me.
Yeah,
Oh, just
whenever I see a news article, and sadly, when it's one of those tragic events where some person gets hit, the camera guy from the news channel always zooms in on the tennis shoe that has no foot in
in the
it.
middle of the street. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but they don't show the excrement that you're describing. That every person.
It's in the shoe. It's in the shoe.
It's
That's the
in
only
the
thing
shoe.
keeping it up is just
Quick, get that shoe and cover that poo. You're just like.
yeah, yeah. Move the like it's like right here. Just put the shoe over the poop. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's a deal. I mean, it really is. So anyway, yeah, but that's my weekend. It was glass and poop. Yeah,
classic
summation,
move.
glass and poop. So
Gotcha.
anyway, what have you been up to, man?
For me, this weekend was pretty uneventful. I did catch up. I did a little binging on a show that I like on Netflix. So, have you ever heard of Ozark before at all?
Yeah, yeah. I'm on like season
Final.
one. I'm way behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, final season, man. The last 6 episodes or whatever came out this week. Guess who watched all of them? This guy.
This guy.
This guy. Yeah,
He
yeah.
just
No, I was a bum half the weekend. Just kind of binging because I've been a really good fan of the show. So, uh, there are episodes or series on TV when a show will actually like hit a home run and have an awesome last episode,
yeah,
and
not
then
not like Sopranos. I got you.
see what I mean. And there's others that don't, right? So this one was pretty good. This one was pretty good. I don't think they missed the mark. I think they were pretty close to the mark. Uh, I wasn't angry, when they rolled the credits. So props to the Ozark Netflix team. They made my weekend anyway. So that's honestly not as exciting as yours, man. But I did that, and
Well, mine cost me a lot of money. Yours just sat around in your chones,
yeah,
with and that's underwear for the
and and I didn't even pay for
Spanish
Netflix,
shows.
man. It's my relative's Netflix.
I'm surprised you didn't steal my Netflix. I'm surprised you aren't the. I don't know why. I was like, I would have thought you were stealing my Netflix by now. I know I have I look and I have like 5 people on it. And I'm like,
Yeah, see,
I don't even know who they are.
I think
But I'm just
everybody's
like,
guilty of that too. Like Netflix they're cracking down, dude. So I'm pretty sure they're listening to this show as well.
ooh,
So yeah.
Netflix fans. They get my money, so I could care less. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
keep giving me the Valhalla uprising. We're good. We're good.
Exactly.
Moving on down the
Yep.
pipeline. Let's talk car news, man. I mean, enough about this deer poop. Let's
Yes,
move
yes,
on.
yes, yes. So, again, for those who are with us online, definitely chime in. We want to test out this comment section before we do. But yes, Miles,
Please.
come into stories. This is really an improv show. Didn't really put much thought behind it. So, I was asking myself, what's the two easiest things that we can talk about right now that require no
No
studying
brain, no
per
brain power.
se? Yeah, it's something
Talk
that
out
we
of our butt.
we both
Yeah.
know so well, just inherently. So, the two things I could think of, and we'll talk about them here, is obviously the new Z. That's one thing. The second one is Fast and Furious. And I'm not sure if you've seen the latest news about it. We'll get to that after a bit. But let's start with the new Z. How about that?
Sure. Yeah, this is
Sure.
only taking 4 years to get out. Let's keep talking about the
Well,
same Z.
that's the
I'm
thing,
just kidding.
too.
I take this back because it is an amazing vehicle. It's
It
just
is. I love the way it looks,
can
but
I get it already? Can I get
yes.
it?
That's
So
kind of how I feel. I mean, it's that impatience and that anxiety. I'm like, yeah, I'm the
I
same
get it.
thing.
I was like, material shortages, manufacturers getting up on, how much they want to produce,
Yep.
and we got chip shortages, material shortages, switching around production lines. I mean, there's a
Hmm.
lot going into it, and I can honestly understand, and making sure that the marketing is out there for it because. You got to make sure that the market really wants it, and this was honestly a gamble for Nissan, and I
Yeah.
think it's going to pay off. I mean, it's going to be nothing but gold for these guys. So,
I think so too. But you mentioned a really good thing, which is actually one of the first topics here,
oh,
Miles. So I'll share my screen. First thing we wanted to talk about is delays. So you did mention about material shortages, on a global level. This isn't just a domestic issue. It's all due to effects from the pandemic and then the effects from factories because of that. We're still feeling it. We're still feeling it. And this what do you want to call it? This skirmish, this fight that's actually happening in the Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine isn't helping either. So the first thing we want to report here is that the 2023 Nissan Z, the U.S. release, has been delayed until summer. Now, originally it was supposed to be this spring, pretty
yeah.
much right about right now. And so they're saying summer. And if I had to guess, I'm gonna guess late summer. They're gonna get as much time as they can to build up
Let's hope
production
he's.
and get those.
Yeah, and then recently a good friend of ours, Chris Carl, had an opportunity along with a few other people to actually get over to the most recent Z test drive day. Are we going to talk about that?
Yes, we are. So the next thing we did have here is that, yeah, aside from the unfortunate delayed release, that is not stopping media press. There are essentially media day with the new Z car has still gone as expected. And if, honestly, for those who are on social media, I'm sure you've seen it all over the place. It was in Las Vegas, I believe, specifically. I mean, I'm talking. What are you looking about? 10 different Z's. A variety of colors, and almost every media outlet is getting their chance right now to sit in the car, drive it. I believe it was like Las Vegas Speedway. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Essentially, an atmosphere to where you can actually kind of put the car through its paces just a little bit. Um, I'm sure maybe they had a few street drives as well. I mean, that's kind of part of the whole package, right? You're supposed to drive it in a number of different situations. So a lot of these media outlets right now are essentially driving the car, making their notes. They're in. I've heard that there is some sort of press. What do you call it? Embargo. Like they've gathered the information, they have their opinions, but they're not allowed to release documents or release their feature on the car until actually 2 weeks from now, May 16th. I think
Okay.
is when that all that happens. I know, Miles, you have been in journalism. Have you ever heard of a press embargo from other companies, or where they say we're giving you access, but don't release it until this date
They
or
just
something
give
like
you
that?
a preferred release date, and that's usually
Preferred
when
release date.
yeah,
Okay,
and
it's kind of a
yeah, the it's like damn, I'm thinking like dome barter.
it's
Nobody's gonna know that besides 80s kids besides me. But yeah, it was mostly just like a release date type of thing, and they just want because they wanted all the marketing to hit at the same time period. And the reason why is because there's a lot of reasons, but I think it's because this way they can monitor the feed when they drop it. They're monitoring the hype and how that vehicle's trending on all the media forms, from internet, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it's going to be.
I agree, and
But yeah, and I think that's what it is. They want just everything to drop at the same time. They also do sometimes they do product drops at the same time,
yeah,
like if they're dropping the car at that time period. But this one's a little different because there's such a span time period from when the car is actually going to be potentially on the streets for the average Joe to see, but or to have in dealerships. But I don't
yeah.
know. It's really interesting how this is going. Like I can't remember the last time I remember a car like this with such a delayed response into the showrooms, and
Wow.
it may either be the smartest thing I've ever seen, or it could be just a lapse, or it could be something that is uncontrollable. And this is nothing against any of the hardworking marketing teams, because I have to say that we know a lot of those folks, and they're friends of friends, and then
Hmm.
there are our close friends, and they are busting their tail, man. I really have to give it up for the all the marketing folks that are involved with the Z release, from Dan Pass, all those guys, Paul
Hmm.
Boyer. I mean, they're putting in the work, and
Oh
I
yeah.
have to say, I'm really really impressed. So
Good, true. You mentioned two things, and it kind of got me thinking for a second here too. Is one is you're right. I mean, the fact that they're actually having these media days, it takes a lot of organization to arrange this. To put out the announcement to get people to come uh, experience the car, and I honestly see it sort of like in a gentleman's agreement, saying, "Hey, man, we're giving you access. Just release it on a certain date, right?" That's just sort of a good thing. Uh,
Oh, that was really, really well done. I had watched
Hey Miles, your audio quality just shit the bed, man. You there? Mm.
Can you hear me?
Use your words. Just slow down. Breathe. Did you take your pills? Miles has become part of the matrix here. Hold on. Buffering. Buffering. We'll kick you back on here, Miles, in just a second, though. Try again, Miles. So you are right, though. May 16th is the date which Nissan is saying that the U.S. press release of the new Z, we're talking reviews from media outlets, including an official U.S. pricing reveal from Nissan. So for so long, and I'm talking so long, everybody, and us included, we here at the Nissan Nerd Podcast are guilty of it. Always talking about regarding the all of the rumors regarding the pricing of the new Z, from the base model pricing to the premium, etc. Now, we're
Am
saying
I
here that
back?
on May 16th, there you are. Hello.
All right. How about
That
now?
so much better, bro. So much better.
I don't know what's up with that.
Mhm. Mhm. If you're there, man,
What was-
there you go. We're talking about May 16th is when the official U.S. pricing is being released from Nissan. That is the supposed date there. Did you get a catch wind of that at all?
I heard about that. So,
Okay, gotcha. Still can't hear you, buddy. I think we'll have to take a moment here, but if it's okay with you, man, we'll go ahead and move on to the next story. Let me see. Let me try something here. Let's try this. All right. Hey, Miles, you there? All right, we're gonna get Miles back here in just a second, though. But I think again, talking about the Z here, they're saying that again, May 16th, which is honestly 2 weeks from today, is when we should honestly see uh, pricing from Nissan regarding all models, all trim levels of the new Z. And so, obviously, after all of the time that we've been speculating and talking about rumor, we can finally just put this to bed and just know how much it is, so we can decide on whether or not how much more we need to save until we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger as well on some of these things. So, you there, Miles? Miles,
backstage.
I hear you. There you go. That quality sounds good right now. It's never been this bad before. You there?
Yes.
There you go. You think there's some sort of solar flare going on and causing your reception to
More like squirrels chewing wires.
squirrels?
All right. Moving on
Yes,
as this
yes.
continues. All right.
Let's go ahead and knock this out as quickly as possible, then, man. Let's move on to the second story. Again, this is something that we can just go ahead and easily be able to rant about. I'm not sure. I'm sure. I know you can, and I know that I can. So let's talk about it here. Second one's Fast and Furious, man. Now, have you heard about what the most recent news has been about the 10th installment of Fast and Furious? Nothing.
Well, I thought it was redonkulous that they were going into space the last.
Yes. By the way, did you catch Fast Nine? I haven't seen it yet personally. Like,
How'd you
and
miss that?
I normally I am a ride or die. Like when it came out, I told myself, when it goes to direct to home download, I'll do it. But I've yet to do it. So honestly, I'm missing nine because I'm sure I'm missing so much. It's like I love the franchise, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Han came back. I know that in the last
Yeah, you can't kill him.
movie.
He's you know, he had to come back. And then this guy behind me,
Lucas Black.
yeah, he made an appearance in the most recent one, but he damn near looks like he's like 60. But he looks pretty rough. But all in all, though, I mean, I it was interesting to see them come back. Little Bow Wow, or if he, I don't know if he's still going by that anymore.
Yeah, and
Made an appearance, and then there's another Asian actor that came out who's in this one, but he's in a bunch of other movies that I really like too as well. That actor is actually a good actor. He just doesn't. He got a very small bit in three, and then he got he got another feature in the new one. So, but he has this weird like British accent, which makes no sense. But anyway, I really like three. To this day, I probably watched three more than.
really. Go
I
ahead.
watched the first one and I watched three. I probably watched
Yeah,
those two the most out of all of them. Five a little bit, but
yeah.
then it's just I don't know. It's like when are they going to start getting back into stealing DVRs?
Yeah.
It's just,
Well, you bring a good point, and we'll get back to you in a minute. You're right. But for me, though, obviously number one's the classic. Um, the next one for me would be four, is when the original crew got back together. That to me was a big one. Five was pretty good. It literally carried right off from
yeah,
number
five was
four.
smooth. The whole movie was like just smooth the whole way through. It was still crazy in
Yeah,
its own respect, but
yeah.
it was a good movie overall. And the
Tokyo
sixth
Drift.
one,
Yeah. For
what the
me,
hell was
Tokyo
six?
Drift being a spin-off of sorts, I'm actually I think when it first came out, for me personally, I didn't see it in theaters. It wasn't until about
Really?
3 years after it was released on DVD that I was at a buddy's house and I finally watched it. And then I got to know exactly why it sort of had success as a spinoff too. Because yeah, overall I do like it though. I mean,
I liked it because it was just still kind of fairly down to earth for the most part. It was
yes,
still
it
just,
was.
drama, cars, and then the drama associated to the lifestyle, I suppose, is what they were selling. So it was the closest to like one and that it could be because part two starts okay now we're drug runners or money
Yeah,
launderers, and it was like okay we're hanging out with drug kingdoms. I guess we could stretch that, and then all of a sudden it's like now we're running money for the cartels across borders in real fast cars. Then it turned into we're stealing,
and
I don't know, mafioso bosses
money.
money in other countries, and then it turned into like full out espionage,
Yeah,
MI6 kind of stuff, and I'm like,
and then when they went to
why
London,
are we?
yeah, that's where it really
Yeah,
kind
and
of.
I'm like, and then you're struggling when you're trying to write. When you start giving people amnesia,
Yeah.
that's daytime soap opera writing right there. That is
Yes.
what kind of happens. And
Ooh,
then all of a
good
sudden,
point.
I'm telling you right now, and I'm just saying it. 10 is somebody's just going to be like having a dream, and then they wake up and they're right back at like number one, right before like,
What?
and like he walks away or something. It's
Well,
just, but you know what I'm saying? Because they did that in like a TV show. I think it was like Days of Our Lives, where things got really rocky. And don't ask me, I have no nothing. But that was when you write yourself into a corner,
Yeah,
and you can't go any further,
you got
I
to
mean, 'cause
find creative ways to get out of it, right?
as an actor and a screenwriter and a movie writer, when you've hit the wall, when you're like, we got to go into space, because space literally has unlimited options. You throw some aliens in there, maybe some sexy aliens, maybe do they want to take over? You have a lot more possibilities. The writing blocks
Yeah, yeah.
ultimately
I
aren't so frequent,
well,
so, but then
that
again,
was
it's always been a cash and it's always been a cash grab, and like just a blaze of like cocaine sniffing and just let's
yeah,
pump this out in 3 weeks kind of script, and you're just like, oh god
yeah.
damn, like, all right, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, we got this script. Who do we need? I don't know, who can we
Yeah.
buy? Who's on? Who can we get our retainer right
Well,
now?
well,
Statham, buy him. It's like just
it's funny you mentioned that too because I mean, obviously, Fast Nine. I think at the time they were talking about Cardi B being a guest in it. I was like, you kind of lost me a little bit. And then the other one had
um,
John Cena as the bad guy. But this one, by the way, this one I've heard that Jason Momoa is joining the group. The Mountain, or you know what I mean, the guy from Game of
oh,
Thrones, Mermaid Man. What's his name?
Cena, yeah, I know
Aquaman.
Aquaman. He's in the Frontier. He's in a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, John Cena. I like John Cena as a person, but as an actor, he's a little. And this is a meme that came out, and ever since somebody put it on, they just said that it was Ernest Goes to Camp. Is
Oh,
basically John Cena, and he just started working out a lot and started taking roids, and that is now it. Now I can't unsee it.
I've seen
I
the
can't.
picture you're
I
talking
cannot
about.
unsee Ernest Goes to Camp with Cena's face, because it is literally, that has to be like his uncle or something, because there is definitely a genetic connection
Connection.
between that guy, the actor. His name wasn't Ernest.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was something else.
I know who you're talking about. Though exact. I
We've
remember those
talked
as a
about this
kid.
before. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest, I don't know.
Uh,
Fights.
Ernest goes straight to VHS.
Ernest goes straight to VHS.
I think that was a Simpsons joke at one point. It was just like.
All right, moving on. So
Yes, yes,
obviously,
yes. So
Fast and Furious 10. Are they going to Roman numeral it with like an X?
it is. It is. It's Fast X. Yes. So
How
that's
did I
the
know they were going
official
to do
name
this?
of the new installments. They're saying supposedly this is the final installment. I'm not going to hold my breath personally because I mean, again, there are some roots of the show of the movie that the hashtag family thing aspect. But like you said earlier, it's sort of a mix between that and actually being a kind of a cash grab, in my opinion. So I don't
Yeah,
think they're
I
not
think it
gonna
was a
stop that
cash
gravy
grab.
train,
I think
man.
it was a
Yeah,
cash grab at like 6, and it was just like
yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
now
so
it's just like, oh well. Anyway, moving on.
yes, yes, yes. So some news that just came out. This was actually the first thing I heard. Somewhat of a shakeup. So production started this last week of for the new movie, and right away, right out of the chute, this happens here. And so essentially, what's happened is that Justin Lin, who was on board as the director of Fast X, has essentially stepped back as director of Fast X. Now he's still on board as a producer.
He's
However,
been a few times. Hasn't he? Yeah,
so
he hasn't
yes,
been.
yes, that name is
Yeah,
very,
he
very
hasn't been through the
familiar.
whole bit. Yeah.
Yes, he did your favorite. He did Tokyo Drift. He did Fast and Furious, which is number 4, Fast 5, 6, Fast 6, and Fast 9. So he's no stranger to the franchise, a
No, not
favorite,
at all.
if you will. Yeah. So he was on board here to do Fast X, but has go ahead and step back. Now, since this has happened, there's been rumor that the reason why he backed out was due to a blow up with Vin Diesel. And we'll go ahead and put these in the show notes. IGN.com was go ahead and reporting this. I'm going to let this run in the background for just a second. It's literally, 45 seconds here. So let's take a look at it though. But according to the script, I think we could just read it right here though. Spur of the moment decision driven by differences of opinion over the script. It apparently came to a head when Vin Diesel showed up, led to a shouting match with a slam door. Essentially, soon after that, that is where Lin quickly reached a settlement, but remaining as a producer. So this small delay, no matter how small it is, still has resulted in hundreds of $1,000s of production. I wouldn't call it penalties, but time is money, right? You've got all these supporting members all around you, with twiddling their thumbs now, trying to figure out what's going to happen. However, this should be a drop in the bucket because they're saying that the budget for this movie is right about $300 million. This budget, that's pretty nuts, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say so. It's pretty involved, as far as the money's concerned. But these are always big budget. It's the marketing, the I don't know, the trapper keepers, the lunch boxes, boys.
Trapper keepers, man, you put me back to the early '90s, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the T-shirts and God knows what else is going on with this stuff. But yeah, very cool, man.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
So, now there is one more bit, and this is definitely. I don't know. This might be one of the reasons for the cause. I can only speculate. That's pure speculation on my part, though. But this
sure.
was something that was kind of big. So essentially, here this was a quote from Vin Diesel. He said that when Paul Walker's mother asks me to bring Brian back to the screen, well, I don't have to tell you how serious I take that. Fast would never have been here without the profound love and brotherhood between Dom and Brian established in 2001. They're saying that potentially, again, this is pure unofficial. They It looks like the franchise is considering bringing Brian back and Mia as well, as with that as well. Now, again, how you said, granted, they've brought a lot of people back from the dead. Granted, Brian did not die in the series. He
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah.
took a break.
His brother,
Yeah.
who looks very close to him,
Yep.
filled
Cody.
in here as his actor or filled in as his body double for a lot of the things, and then they superimposed the face for
I've,
I forgot how many shots it was to finish it
yeah.
out. But they'll probably do something very similar, I would assume,
Yeah.
for this one if they're going to entertain that. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting to see that kind of come around.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think that too. I mean, obviously, I
I think it would be
I'm
a
a big
nice
Paul Walker
finish.
fan.
Yeah, I think if they would finish it
Especially if
off.
this is the last one. Now, I did also see, like you said, if they keep on continuing this thing to Fast 11, however long it might go, it might kind of water down the effectiveness of what you're really trying to get. But if this is the final movie, if they brought Brian back, no matter how small of a moment, it would definitely uh, add a huge value for me as well. But they got to play it delicate. They really got to honor,
You got to do it classy, really
classy,
classy.
really
No,
classy.
not. Could it be as classy as driving a white GTR into heaven? Um, as they finished it out
it
in the last
was
one, I was just like,
it was a
okay,
Supra, wasn't it? A Supra or GTR? Was it Supra?
I thought it was a GTR. It might have been
Uh,
something. I don't know, but either way, he
we could
drove the
fight
car
about it
into heaven.
later. Yeah.
But maybe that's going to be 11. Maybe it'll be they go to heaven and there's burnouts or something up there. Rob, am I
Yeah.
sacrilege on too many levels? I don't even know how many things to be angry about right now. Like, okay,
I
so
don't know why we're yelling. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
just saying. This is the thing: is you don't let a subject matter write you into a corner. Just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
They're gonna
So,
rob Jesus. No. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
moving on.
It's gonna be bad. Yeah, so we're gonna skip.
This honestly wraps up what I was looking to cover, honestly. But you really bring on some wild tangents, man. What could be? I mean, like I said, they're going to
Oh,
space, man. What if they find a black hole and then that takes you to, again, the ultimate
multiple. Yeah,
alternate.
no, no.
The
It ain't gonna be.
multiverse, it'll be just like this whole Marvel thing where you don't know where the F you are, and
The problem when you
they,
have actors that no longer want to do the job or aren't getting paid enough to do the gig,
yeah,
and you just got to keep changing it out and changing it out and changing it out. You have to
yeah,
guess what? You create a multiverse.
yep,
And I only feel bad because DC can't copy all the Marvel stuff nowadays because they're just like, why do we think of multiverse? Because we got like 47 Batman already at this point, so it's just like
Uh,
Jesus Christ.
man,
And then
can I be honest though, man, about these Marvel
the
movies?
new kid already backed out. They're
The new
talking about bringing back what's his name,
Holland
dude.
and
He
Garfield,
already backed out. He doesn't
Andrew
want to do it
Garfield,
anymore. Yeah,
is
he's
the of
already
the
out of it.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, so
Here's
they got to trash all that again, which means a whole new Joker, which means a whole new
you're talking about the DC series.
the DC. We're not gonna see.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna tangent out, but
Yeah.
we're gonna.
Well,
But
I'll be honest with you, man. When it comes to Marvel, I've kind of jumped off that boat a long time ago,
oh,
man. When all of a sudden you needed a damn quantum physics degree to learn how to understand the multiverse is when I kind of tapped out. I was like, I enjoy it for the visuals. I'll watch them with friends, especially if you're just being invited over. But I don't know. That's about it. That's about it, man.
the popcorn.
Yeah.
I came here for this. I didn't came here to use my brain. I'm here in the sensory overload in my pleasure zone. I'm not trying to use that left brain. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, popcorn out.
That's when
Yeah, I don't know.
and nothing's greater than um, getting their passion wrong. So you go up to a Marvel fan and you go, "Where's the Joker?" Or something like that, and you're like, "Wrong
Now,
series."
let
Yeah.
me pull up something here real quick. You
Okay.
just touched up on something, and of course, my brain took it in a completely different direction.
Uh
All
oh.
right, you got your Star Wars people.
Yes.
They go to Comic Cons and they cosplay, right?
Yes.
You got your Marvel people, infinitely amount of cosplay. DC,
Yeah.
arguably, probably one of the earliest cosplay, with Halloween costumes and
True. Superman.
classic 1970s kill you with overheating your body, kind of costumes, all that stuff, right?
Okay.
We're talking cosplay.
Yes.
Fast and Furious cosplay. You don't see it a lot at Comic Cons.
Well, what kind of cosplay would there be? I mean, I can see a bunch of bald caps and bloody T-shirts. I could see.
I see where you're at. I see where you're at. What else you
Mm,
got?
uh,
You know what I thought about? Like, if
which?
I would go, I would, like, you could be like Vin Diesel, and then I would be the guy with the ratcheting wrench, like, or the socket wrench in his skull.
Oh, the guy that he beat up as a kid because of his dad.
But nobody would get that. Nobody would get
No.
like super nerdy stuff.
You know what? I was actually. I do want to say, man, if they want to bring it back, there's one character that I haven't seen the Fast and
Jesse.
Furious franchise. No,
Jesse.
Jesse was
The other
shot.
guy.
Now, granted, whether he survived is a
The
whole other
other
thing.
guy.
Leon, yeah, Leon.
Yeah, nobody. Leon
Nobody
just got
knows what happened to
tossed in the
Leon.
wind, and I'm pretty sure he's like just runs a successful real estate company at this point,
Yeah,
in his universe, and he's just like, you guys are still like messing with cars, because yeah,
yeah,
well, I just closed on a Ferrari, just like like just
yeah. He's like, man, after he's all like, after that whole thing, I found God and just found a
maybe
good girl and
now
you know.
I see this is where you got messed up. This is why you're not thinking like a writer. He literally bought the pizza company.
Oh, Pizza Boy. Oh, full circle in some ways on
And
that one.
yeah,
Mic
yeah.
drop. Yeah. He beat Pizza Boy.
I'm
Was it
here all week.
goes
I'm
roads
here all week.
closed, Pizza Boy. Yeah, and all of a sudden he's the
That's it.
pizza owner.
The pizza
Yeah.
boy was the director.
Yes, the old guy. Yeah. I know exactly that whole situation. He was the director of that specific, the first one. The first one. Yes.
Very much so. All right, nerd.
Nerd. I'm down
I'm
for
telling
that.
you.
Big brain on bread.
But yeah, no, I watched the first Fast and Furious. I don't know how many times. And I've said this multiple times. I probably saw it like 4 times in the theater where you paid the full money, and in the dollar theaters I probably saw it like another 4 or 5 times. And then I bought it, and then I bought the Blu-ray, and then they make an extended version, but it's only like an extra 8 minutes worth of footage. It's not really a lot. And
Mm.
then Fast and Furious 2, I bought the one with the extended Brian running from the law after part 1 into Miami. There's like a 20-minute skit that exists that
Yes.
people may not know
You know
about.
what's funny? I just watched that yesterday. It
And
was on
that's where the GTR look
Now,
started.
did you ever see where he bought that GTR? Because they show the map.
Yeah,
Remember, it was
yeah,
here. It was in here in South Texas.
in South
I want to
Texas.
say San Antonio specifically.
Passed
If you
through.
look
It
at
was
it,
on the map. He passed through the San Antonio map, and then he
yeah,
bought it in like, I don't know, it was weird, like El Paso or something, like some small town. I'm like, yeah, right. Like
yeah,
you're gonna go and find an R34 in the middle of like,
a dusty old thing. Yeah, right. Yeah,
yeah,
being
right.
neglected. No, no, and yeah,
I know.
not gonna
And then
happen.
it was like some car dealer selling the R34, and his son's all mad, like, you sold my
Yeah, you saw that. I
R34.
was thinking the
And I'm
same
like,
thing. Yeah,
dude, the buyer remorse that would be on that, like, or the seller's remorse. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, forget it.
Good point. Good point. You gotta think about it. This was 2001 when this happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That GTR could have been brand new, depending on what year it is. It's definitely less than 5 years old.
Yeah, you know, and
Think
that's the
about
whole
it.
thing. Like the part 3, I just don't feel like it. I mean, other than Han, all the like the main character, the kid, like I felt
Mhm.
like he always should have had something more. But then again, he just started looking like, I don't know. He started going from like an actor to like a little more like Rocky Dennis, and maybe nobody might know that reference, but the Mask.
Oh, shut up, dude. That's rough. That's rough.
Just, you can go wherever you
Ouch.
want to go, Rocky. But, you can go wherever you want to go. That was Cher at the end of that movie, by the way. So if you haven't seen that movie,
Wow.
it's a great movie. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
I think we've had enough, Miles.
46 minutes
We.
of trash talking.
You're right. That's actually time has flown.
Pop the hood.
Pop the hood.
Yeah. Well, if it's okay with you, Miles, we'll go ahead and wrap up. How about that?
Oh, yes. That's
It'd
fine.
be all right. Again, we didn't expect this to be a long one though, so let's go ahead and.
After all, we're just testing the market. So
You're right. We're just testing YouTube right now. It's see how cool it is when you just kind of again.
we have no pressure.
These are the well, not even say that, but these are essentially the parking lot talks that we always have, and then this is how easy it gets.
Yeah, I know. This is how it is. Oh, we can do this all day long. You and I will sit up and stay up to like 2 a.m. just talking like this and just nerding out. But definitive car guy stuff. This is why my wife can barely stand me. This is why your love life is in shambles. Just
What I will say though, it makes you had told me about this earlier, and it makes me laugh. But it is true though. That's the thing, is that whenever you like tell the missus, "Hey, I'm hanging out with Mike," she's all like, "Oh yeah, Mike's harmless. Get the hell out of here." Like, she's all like, whatever. Just fuck him. You know. Yeah, there you go.
fine. Oh my gosh.
There goes our rating. Damn it, I was so
There
close.
goes our rating.
There goes our
Oh my
rating.
God.
Dang it.
We were
Yeah,
going for a nice
yeah.
PG rating, and you had to use your potty mouth and ruin everything. Moving on. But yeah, cool. Again, it was a nice test for the night. It was good talking to you. You know,
It's been a while. Yeah, exactly.
but did you ever see this movie?
Oh, Superfast. Is it called Superfast?
Yeah, it was like the comedic equivalent of Fast and
Oh,
Furious.
yes. I did see it. I saw it once, and that's like the only time I'll like.
Yeah, you'll
So
ever see it again.
it's the greatest movie you'll ever see once.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
It was pretty funny. There was a lot of like stuff you're just like, oh yeah, but it was pretty good.
What got me again for only seeing it once, I'm surprised I caught this, is that if you go back and watch it, the name of every character inside that movie is actually the name of the actor who actually plays the character in Fast and Furious. So the bald-headed dude is named Vince or Vin. That dude, his name is Lucas White, but it's in reality the actor's name is Lucas Black. You know what I mean? Like they do these weird things that
They're
it's just
like,
so
whatever.
close to the actual. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
dude, I kind of forgot about that movie, but it is funny. I don't know if I can sit through it again, but it's funny.
Yeah,
But it's
no,
just like,
it's one of those like
oh,
it's kind of like those Scream movies that they did parodies of, and the horror
yes,
yeah, they're okay, but you're just like I wouldn't really own it on DVD, but yeah, but it
super
was funny to be
fast.
made. Super
Yeah.
fast. Anyway, but
Anyway,
well, Mike, we did something tonight.
yeah, you know what? At least we say we seized the day in one little way or another, with this one. Woo! Don't you feel so good? Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. Let's go ahead and say here that again, for those of you that are with us, thank you for joining us in this relatively short episode. But we want to say, if you find us on social media, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, particularly on YouTube. Now, if we continue to try this, if this test is successful, and we end up doing future YouTube videos, live stream. If you subscribe to our channel, to our YouTube channel, you'll actually be notified exactly when we go live. So there's no more having to set a reminder. That's kind of one of the benefits as opposed to Facebook, perhaps. You'll actually get a notifier, a notification as soon as we hit play or record on these live streams. So definitely, if you're on YouTube, find us at the Nissan Nerd Podcast. You can contact us directly through info@nissannerd.com. We're here for you. If you got ideas, if you have some feedback for us, feel free to share with us, because it would be definitely, we're always looking for feedback when it comes to this.
Did you say
And
feedback?
Miles, for those who can't see, Miles is laying on the floor, and all you can see on the camera is his feet. That's
Yeah, I just give it up.
feedback.
Just kidding.
It's all good.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Now, Miles, real quick though, we're still on for Thursday. This Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, as per typical Nissan Nerd time. Live stream on Facebook still.
I'll be there with bells on.
With bells. Okay. Again, for those who are with
Go.
us, thank you for joining us. Let's
Go,
get the
come
hell out of
Go.
here.
Go! Bye!
Goodbye.
Bye!
We'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for being with us.
Bye.